The lively game show Bruce's Price is Right is at 6:30 after the news.
Hello, good evening to you now from Anglia News. A man's been arrested by police investigating the murder of a pensioner in Lowestoft. The body of Bernard Thomason, who was in his 70s, was found in an upstairs bedroom in a house in Howard Street yesterday morning. A post-mortem revealed he died from multiple injuries. A 32-year-old Lowestoft man was arrested at lunchtime. He's currently being questioned by police. New fears have been expressed today about the health of two plane spotters from Suffolk being held in Greek jails on suspicion of spying. Paul and Leslie Coppin from Mildenhall were among 12 people arrested more than a month ago. They've still not been charged. Paul Coppin's father has been in touch with the group and says they have been struck down by a stomach bug. He claims they're not being treated properly. An Essex school will be closed tomorrow after fire destroyed part of its science block. Firefighters were called to the Barnstable School in Basildon early this morning to find the building on fire, smoke and water. More than 30 firefighters battled to prevent the fire spreading to the rest of the school. No one was hurt. The fire is being treated as suspected arson. A woman is recovering after being attacked in broad daylight in Norwich. The victim was repeatedly kicked in the stomach by two men who then attempted to rob her. She was grabbed from behind and pushed to the ground as she walked along Upper Goat Lane on Friday. Police say the men ran off empty-handed. The woman was taken to the Norfolk and Norwich Hospital with stomach injuries. A school in Essex is asking parents to join their children in the classroom. A new purpose-built family learning centre has opened at Chase Lane Primary and Nursery in Dovercourt. The area has one of the worst literacy rates in Essex. Wendy Pike reports.
Pupils, staff and parents at Chase Lane Primary School in Dovercourt were joined by the Mayor of Harwich for the official opening of the school's new family learning centre. Local MP Ivan Henderson cut the ribbon on the £135,000 building.
Well, Harwich and Dovercourt has one of the lowest rates of literacy and numeracy in Essex, and Chase Lane Primary School seeks to address this. And we welcome families into the centre for improving their own learning, which could be literacy or numeracy, self-assertiveness and, of course, ICT, which is becoming very important in people's lives today.
Before the centre was even built, courses were offered through the school in partnership with Tendring Adult Community College. Amongst those collecting certificates for completing computer and parent helper courses was Janine Broom.
I think it definitely builds your confidence. I had some experience in the past with a different type of computer system, and I found this so helpful to be able to know how to operate Windows, for example. And I've moved on now to be employed by the school as a maths assistant, and I'm actually using the computers.
Chase Lane Family Learning Centre is the first one to be purpose-built in Essex. As well as offering a wide range of adult education courses, the centre will also host a toddler group and children's Saturday club. The centre's aim is to offer learning opportunities for the whole community. Wendy Pike, Anglia News, Dovercourt.
A team of bell ringers is hoping a new high-tech computer system will help them to keep the peace with the people who live near their church in Cambridgeshire. The belfry at Castor near Peterborough is regularly used for training. The computer programme allows them to do it in silence. Colin Forshaw explains.
No need to turn the volume up. This is how bell ringing sounds these days during practice at Caston Church. Outside, neighbours can go about their business in peace. Inside, things are pretty normal too, thanks to a £700 computer programme. This computer simulator means the campanologists can practice in silence. They still pull ropes in the traditional way, but the clappers are tied and computer sensors connected to the bells let the team hear what's being played.
When you get a lot of beginners, the bells clash around and it doesn't sound very good outside. So it's ideal to have the computer inside generating the noise, and until the beginners get to a stage where they can ring confidently on the open bells, and then we can ring them outside as well.
The church is now a bell ringing centre after a £1,200 grant from the Council of Church Bell Ringers. There had been no complaints from the village so far, but the bell ringers feared regular ringing might take its toll on relationships.
It means you can make your mistakes and learn from them without annoying the neighbours, so it makes us a little bit more popular in the village.
We can practice as much as we want when we want and learn from our mistakes as the computer shows where we've gone wrong.
Altogether, an appealing solution for everyone. Colin Forshaw, Anglia News.
More disappointment for Ipswich fans today. Town went down 1-0 at home to Newcastle, the only goal of the game coming in the first half. Ipswich still bottom of the Premiership. And the draw for the third round of the FA Cup was held this afternoon. The glamour tie in our region sees Norwich City taking on Premiership giants Chelsea at Carrow Road, whilst Ipswich are away at the winners of the second round tie between Exeter and Dagenham and Redbridge. And Southend will be at home to Tranmere if they can overcome Chesterfield in their second round replay. Well, finally, on a similar theme, well, do you remember the Essex football player who was frightened of water? Last week, Wayne Houghton visited a hypnotherapist as he battled to cure his fear in time for Tiptree United's big cup match on the Isle of Wight yesterday. The team convoy got onto the ferry on time, but did Wayne make the crossing? That's the burning question. And did Tiptree's cup run continue? Well, you can find out the answers to all those questions on Anglia News, and that's tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And that's all from the Anglia newsroom for this weekend. Thanks for joining us. But we're back tomorrow morning in GMTV. We kick off at 6:35. But in the meantime, do have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Hello again. Well, a complete about-turn in the weather over the last 7 days. Settled and cold now, but it was all a bit different this time last week. We're in the midst of a bright and breezy spell, which got breezier, but certainly didn't get brighter. A heavy dose of the wet and windies came our way. Some rain most days. Luton seeing a bucketful on Monday night. Then midweek, things changed. We swapped the wet and windies for the fridge-freezer feel, going sub-zero at night. And in the middle of that changeover day from the mild wet spell to the dry cold one, there was windy Wednesday. I had a real heavy garden planter blowing around the garden on Wednesday. Cottesmore probably had worse. Gusts up to 53 miles per hour were measured there. So it was action-packed this last week, but we've settled down over the weekend. Foggy mornings, but depending on how close you are to the coast, sunshine slowly coming through. You can see that process on today's action replay. Overnight fog lingered this morning, only slowly lifted to low cloud and then slowly thinned out to let the sunshine get through. And it did for a few of us. Apart from that fog, will it, won't it lift problem, we're generally settled and dry, all courtesy of high pressure. The high pressure keeping any rain-bearing systems well away from the whole of the UK today and for tomorrow. In fact, the high is going to be with us for much of the week, so a settled week ahead. So what you see over the next land tonight, the coast slightly warmer because of the cloud cover around there, but fog forming generally, and that fog could take an age to lift to low cloud and then thin out to let the sunshine through again in the morning. The best chance is going to be inland, just because we will have a slight feed of air coming in off the North Sea, keeping that coastal slice generally duller. But even there, the odd sunny spell may be. Keep everything crossed. And then you can see by Tuesday's map why that is. The flow coming straight in off the North Sea around that high pressure, and it'll still be around for Wednesday, and it's still going to be around for Thursday, and you guessed it, still going to be around for Friday as well. And you know what North Sea cloud can get up to. It can be stubborn stuff, but at least it's going to be dry throughout the week. So as I say, the pattern for the next few days, as it has been for the last few days, very, very samey. You probably know the words as well as I do by now, so do join in. The Cambridgeshire side of things seeing the fog lift to show the best of any sunshine each day. The seaside slice tending to hang on to the fog or the cloud. All of us seeing cloudier conditions from Wednesday on as that North Sea flow starts to bring cloud in proper. But still inland parts in with the best chance of brightening up through the day. Just no money back guarantee. Temperatures more or less the same everywhere really, but the feel factor obviously different. Just feeling better when the sun is out, even though the temperatures won't be particularly higher. It's funny how a bit of sunshine can change the feel of the place, isn't it? Just feeling cold and miz under any cloud. Otherwise, we're all in the same settled boat. By the end of the week, however, I think you're going to be gagging for some rain just to liven things up a little bit. I certainly will be, just for something different to talk about. So, settled and cold for the coming week ahead. You're going to have to continue wearing your bed socks, and hopefully some sunshine coming through for you during the course of the day. And December sunshine is rare, so you get out and enjoy it if you can. So a settled time ahead, cold and dry generally, some sunshine by day.